Social media and social networking sites, either specifically designed for professional purposes or originally focused on social relation aims, such as Facebook, are progressively gaining attention in relation to school and academic practices and pedagogies. Indeed, social network sites are especially presenting complex challenges to educators and policymakers, requiring adjustments in learning and teaching, but also in the shattering of boundaries as well as providing new meaning to emerging educational paradigms. From this perspective, social media and social networking sites are seen as able to deeply transform teaching and learning practices as more social, open, and collaborative oriented. At the same time, these environments are presenting to school and higher education teachers and staff new and crucial opportunities for professional development and lifelong learning. Social networking is indeed a fundamental aspect in developing a strong professional identity and furthering professional development. They may serve different forms of social capital, bridging and bonding, where both have a positive role within a community of individuals insofar as they facilitate coordination and cooperation for mutual benefits such as exchange of resources, personal and professional relationships, and implication for psychology's well-being. The study here briefly presented is related to an experience of Facebook use by 5 groups of school teachers with the aim of investigating mechanisms underlying group membership and reflecting on their implication for professional development. The study explored the mechanism of group membership and their participatory dynamics in terms of group types, generic versus thematic, duration of membership, and the interplay between offline and online activities. A new phenomenon using Facebook for professional reasons is now emerging. Although to date, relatively little attention has been paid to the opportunities provided to teachers and professionals by social networking sites, analysis of the potential of social networking sites as technology-enhanced learning environments for communities of practitioners has recently emerged. In particular, it seems that something similar to a transition from a pure form of recreation use of Facebook to a new form of professional use of Facebook, or professional Facebooking, is now taking shape on the web, demanding a renewed attention to the social processes occurring in these places. However, to date, little empirical research on professional use of social network sites has been conducted, particularly with reference to group of teachers on Facebook. In 2011-2012, an extensive survey of teachers group in Facebook was conducted to investigate professional uses of informal social networks. The study addressed the members of 5 Facebook groups with the aim of verifying a series of research hypotheses focused on the relationship between types, groups, and social exchanges on the one hand, and types, groups, and professional implication on the other. An online questionnaire was administered with a total of 1,107 respondents. The study identifies 2 typologies of groups, generic or thematic. The main goal of the generic group was the sharing of experiences related to school in general, while the main purpose of the thematic group was focusing on a very distinctive discussion theme, for instance, dyslexia and other specific learning disabilities. In the light of social capital theory, particularly referring to the distinction between bridging and bonding social capital, these data seem to suggest that a difference exists between the 2 groups in terms of types of shared social capital. The generic groups seem to be mainly characterized by bridging social capital and the semantic one by bonding social capital. Moreover, the mechanism of affiliation seems to indicate 2 different pathways to join the groups. In the case of the generic one, where people are often co-opted, social network sites seem to play the role of an infrastructure enabling the activation of latent ties. In the other case, the proactive attitude towards group engagement could indicate that members, or at least some of them, already know the group, or some of its members, and that social networking sites play the role of supporting the maintenance of social capital. It is likely that people participating in thematic groups are already involved in a project in real life, and their participation in the Facebook group has the main function of maintaining real-life relationships. On the contrary, in the case of generic group, the online sharing of ideas seems to generate new projects in real life, with an impact on offline activities. Therefore, in the first instance, the direction of the movement between online and offline activities would be from offline to online, but on the second case, the direction is reversed from online to offline. While networks have no center, groups in social networks can be meant as sub-networks delimited by virtual boundaries. The fact that groups are, to a certain extent, defined social spaces in the networks allows us to investigate whether different participatory attitudes are taking place there. To conclude, we invite you to reflect on the following questions. Do you think that teachers' Facebook groups should include also parents and children? Do you think this would improve the relationship among them?